Hello, welcome to What the Flick. Alonso Duralde, special guest Grae Drake.
Good to be back. I'm woman enough to replace 3 of our missing panelists.
Yes, Matt, Ben, and Christy disappeared in the middle of the night, didn't leave a note, so we don't know what to do with them. But, you know, no, they're not here this week, but we are. And we're here to talk about Evil Dead. The Sam Raimi approved and executive produced remake of his 1981 horror classic.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Hollywood's latest bid for illiteracy and staying the hell at home is The Evil Dead. And this one isn't exactly a remake, it's not exactly a reboot, and it's just sort of is. Where 5 kids pack up their stuff, they go to a cabin in the woods. You've heard this before, right? And then they find something terrible in the basement that's made of skin, and they read it because it looks captivating, I guess, and horrible, horrible things happen to them. Don't read, only watch.
There was something in the woods. And I think it's in here with us now.
So, I know.
This movie's more gory than it is scary.
Yeah, but, you know, gore scares me, so, you know.
Oh, so you were the one that was in the theater going...
I might have. I might have hidden my face behind my press notes once or twice.
I loved this movie.
It really works, and it's so... The challenge of doing this movie at this point in history is really tricky because you're remaking a beloved film. You're coming at the middle or maybe hopefully the end of this crest of remakes and reboots that have been a very, very mixed bag, mostly not good. And we're coming off of The Cabin in the Woods, which it's sort of like making an airport movie after Airplane came out, you know. It's you know that you're going to go back and do those tropes and that genre, you know, after it's been so kind of brilliantly, you know, sent up in a way.
I was kind of arms crossed for this one because I love the first 3 so much, but I think that where the movie generated from with Fede Alvarez, the director, is like a place of love. Sure. Because he was a fan, and he actually says that he was mad when he heard about the remake happening. And then he ended up with the job, and it's like, whoops. And so I think that because of that, because he just loves it so much, and he really knows how to walk the line between being gory just for the sake of gore and then being too hilarious. Yeah. Like there's that weird line right there, and he walks it, and he specifically like knew that, and I think he nailed it. I loved it.
I think he gets the tone right. It's not as funny as the Raimi movies.
No,
but it's okay. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's a betrayal of them either. You know, like I think you're right. He is sort of forging out his own space in there, but he's still, I think, pretty true to the spirit and the feel of what the original movies pulled off.
Here is my one criticism that is similar to most of my criticisms of reboots, remakes, sequels, whatever. This one doesn't have any central character that I loved. I thought that everybody was relatively similar as far as voice went. It just so happened one of them was a junkie, and that's it. Yeah. And so I left not saying like, oh man, blank was awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
I can't wait for the sequel with blank in it. Yeah,
and I didn't say that at all. And so, but that was my only teeny tiny note. Other than that, I was sitting there staring at the screen, and I was like, oh my God, no, don't. Mirrors are for looking at, not jabbing yourself in the face with. Ah!
My teeny quibble was, I think this movie sets up rules and explanations and then kind of tosses them out the window. You know, it's like if this happens, then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. But no, we're gonna do something else. You know,
really?
That bugged me. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, you're paying a strangely close amount of attention to it for how many press notes you're ducking behind.
Yeah, well, you know, I can multitask.
I didn't even notice that. I had a blast. I was surprised that it was that much fun, honestly. Yeah. And I secretly wish that when I had a knife in front of, like a box cutter in front of my tongue, that I could split it in two.
I don't want to think about it. Now, some of the scariest stuff in this movie is not seen, but heard. Like
Homage to Raimi, right?
There is a moment involving like a sharp object and a delicate piece of the anatomy, and you just hear this like, and it's like, oh my God, just cut it off already and stop making that sound. I can't take it anymore.
I did the set visit for this movie.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, it's time to visit the set. And I went, awesome. And we walked into the Amway warehouse in New Zealand where they were shooting it. And I was like, when's somebody going to turn on the lights? And they handed us flashlights. And I was like, oh no, you didn't. And they take us up some stairs, and I was like, well, this is already a hazard. I don't know what you people in New Zealand do. In America, this would never stand.
We have rules.
They throw open the cellar door. And I was like, bitch, you gotta be crazy if you think I'm going down there. It was everything that I had hoped for when I'm shining my flashlight around the basement. And seeing it in the movie was exciting because
cool.
it's even gorier on film. Oh, it was great.
I like Jane Levy, best known for Suburgatory.
Right, yeah.
As our
She
heroine.
pulled it off.
She's really good. I like Lou Taylor Pucci.
Yes, and I love saying his last name.
Yes.
Pucci. It reminds me of this cartoon dog in the 80s.
Well, or the Italian designer.
Oh.
Whatever. However, the guy, Shiloh
Fernandez. You think?
I think kind
I
of.
loved him.
No, I did not respond to him.
That's interesting.
I thought he was kind of a blank. Why did you like him?
I liked him because I find he was in Dead Girl, which was where I first became aware of him, and I think that he does that like simmering under the surface kind of thing really well. Like I'm waiting to see his breakout role, and I bought that he was the brother of a junkie that really wanted her to get better, and then also maybe was okay with killing her eventually.
As you do.
Yeah, come on. We all have brothers and sisters.
Indeed. So this works. We like it.
Yes, go see it for sure because it's I mean, I think it's everything that fans of the series want, but I think it's also totally cool if you haven't seen anything.
Sure. No, yeah, you can totally go into this cold and you're good.
It struck the perfect balance, and I couldn't be more surprised. It's doing really well on the tomato meter.
Yes.
Totally fresh. 74% right now, and it's fluctuating a lot, but I think it's going to stay fresh. That's basically like the Citizen Kane of horror movies on the tomato meter.
True.
Because they usually do so poorly.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true. We're tough to win over in this department. So what's your number?
My number is solid 8.
Me too.
Woo!
So that's an average 8 from us at What the Flick. 74 on the tomato meter.
Tomato meter.
Go see it. It's real good.